So I find this interesting. My journal says there's an exclamation point, and I can't seem to get rid of it. Can I... If I exit back out? There's an exclamation point, which indicates something new. Priority ops. Allies and relationships. Nexus. Additional tasks. Just clicking on all of them at this point. Oh, there it was. It went away when I scrolled through my completed missions. You know, the completed missions. The most important thing that I need to definitely know has been updated. The fact that a mission completed, which I would know about because I did already. Alright. That kind of makes the exclamation point kind of useless because it's gonna notify me of new journal entries every time I complete a mission, which means that nothing is new in many cases, maybe the majority of times. Security footage 1. Network access instability detected. Timestamp scrambled. Playback corrupted.
This file is useless. Let's check another.
Sweet. I did it. Fear me. Oh, number 2 showed up, huh? Network access instability regurgitated. Timestamp scrambled. Playback corrupted. Failsafe disabled. System restore required.
And another scrambled file.
Coincidence seems unlikely.
Let's check another.
Are you telling me the person that sabotages our systems might sabotage the system that incriminates them?
This file is also corrupted. Definitely not a coincidence. You'd need pretty high clearance to mess with the security camera files. Someone working for Kandros, maybe.
That is the most probable scenario.
Think you can get enough out of the files to find a match using biometric scans, Sam?
The files were badly scrambled, but if I combine all the available identifiers, it might work. Based on the limited information available, we are looking for a human male, assigned either to the Nexus or Hyperion. You will need to conduct scans from close proximity.
Got it.
Whoa. Scan every human male on Hyperion and the Nexus that works security. Okie dokie. Welcome to the Keeper's mission for Mass Effect 1. Except I kind of feel like I already walked around and... I feel like I've already re-explored everywhere, right? Hey, random dude. Consider your ass scanned. Guy who suspiciously holds a rifle around here all the time. Have I scanned you? Oh, right. Sorry. I have to scan you with my magical scanning device. Give me once. Okay, it's down on the D-pad. That's not what I expected, but okay.
Biometrics do not match.
So if you missed last time, or the explanation for it last time, I mentioned that I was going to try the controls for controller to see if that makes a bit more sense. It'll definitely fit more for conversation, because during dialogue, the dialogue wheel is designed for a joystick. That's why they made it a dialogue wheel. That's the entire premise, is it's them making console controls.
This person is not a match.
So I figured I'd just try it out elsewhere too, because even this pause menu is a radial menu, and like everything goes pretty intuitively here. Like, hey, look, it's you scroll up and down, you press B a few times, you press the bumpers to change tabs. Like, the game's clearly designed to fit it with a controller, but it's also a shooter, so I may have incentive to jump back and forth. Where is this guy? Nearby. Where are you hiding this human guard from me?
Tram technicians, please report to the Hyperion coupling annex.
I legit can't find them, apparently. They must be in a different chunk of the ship. Alright, let's try opening the map then. Right, I have to figure out how to do that. Probably clicking a stick? Did not think this far ahead, huh? Oh no. That moment of panic where I don't know how to open the map. Oh, map's the middle button. That's why I didn't see it. All these different things are clearly labeled, but this is the middle icon. So you're hiding these people from me. Oh, this is nice and fluid. Oh yeah, D-pad changes floors, triggers zooms in and out. That's all nice and straightforward. Alright, I can get used to that. So they appear to be downstairs. Because the only way to continue is to continue in this general area. I'm gonna go right back to the Nexus, aren't I? I just left the Nexus and I'm going right back into it. Hey, Cora. You do you. Oh yeah, it's telling me that the only way to proceed is to go to the other map entirely. They're consistent about their loading screen transitions. About having like map screens, basically.
Negative match.
The idea that at some point, like Mass Effect 1 hit its loading screens primarily by having elevators, which caught some flack. So then people responded by having later games where the loading screens would be like forms of transportation being on screen, so that the loading screen directly matched up with whatever you were doing. Didn't always happen. I think in Mass Effect 2 in particular, sometimes it would just show a mass relay by default in moments that didn't make any sense for you to be primarily being shown a mass relay.
Scan results show a partial positive. Target is most likely suspect.
Who is he? Dale Atkins, right? We need to talk.
Look, not to be rude, but I have work to do.
Is that what sabotage is called these days? Work?
You're pretty arrogant for the new kid. You don't even know what's been going on.
Proof says you've been up to no good.
Figures. Screw this. Screw all you hypocrites on this station. You weren't here when they kicked out our loved ones. Mutiny? We just wanted answers. My sister is out there. I don't even know if she's alive or...
I'm sorry for what happened, but setting explosives isn't the answer.
Neither was sending people into exile because they didn't agree with policy. I don't care what you think. The mutiny leaders were right to demand to know what was going on.
You could have hurt people, killed them.
Like those who got killed when the leadership had the Krogan stomp on my friends? I'm done talking. I confess, it was me. Do whatever you want.
Not my call. The Nexus leaders will make that decision.
That lot make a decision? That'll be the day.
And you just got caught. And I got Andromeda viability points. Is that our new war assets, I guess? I guess it makes sense. We are literally fighting for the viability of our new home. So I guess that totally works. Yeah, his logic was crap. I get that he's mad about something, obviously. A lot of people are mad about the whole rebellion situation, but he straight up was like, I'm gonna possibly kill people because I feel bad about something. And that was his logic. Like, that's it. That's all he was up to. He was like, I'm mad at people, so I'm gonna hurt people. Yeah, well, I'm no worse than they are. I'm like, that's still not a reason to randomly be hurting people. So is there anything left to do before I leave? Because that murder evidence is down on the surface. These are all on the surface, pretty much. Yeah? Hey, I get to leave now. Neat. It's time to leave. Alright, I should actually mark that quest. There we go. To find my way to the location we go to leave. There we go. We get to leave the Nexus and the Hyperion. Huzzah. Should I explain to her what happened?
Pathfinder?
Have to go now. See you later.
Talk to you later.
I, straight up can't say anything about it. Okay. I guess that's that then. So, it's now time to go down to the planet. I was about to say for the first time. It should be... Oh, shit. It should be for the first time. That's why I almost said for the first time. We arrive in the Andromeda Galaxy. We show up at the Nexus. We gain intel about the surrounding areas. I gain the Pathfinder role. And I go down to, you know, Pathfind. That's a logical progression of events to happen. Of course, the part where I magically become a Pathfinder involves other stuff happening first, but that doesn't make sense, because... Yeah, why did we go down to the planet? We went down to the planet with zero intel, and several people died, including what is supposedly the most important person of our entire organization, the Pathfinder we entrust everything to. They died because we went down with no intel. Did they give us a reason? I'm trying to think if they give us a single decent reason for why we did that, because we went down there and got a bunch of people killed because we didn't know what we were going into, but we knew about the Nexus. Like, I didn't question it so much at the time, because I didn't really know about the Nexus so much at the time. I just knew, like, oh, we have arcs. Let's go land on the... I thought we were just going to land on the planet and that was going to be our home. I thought that was what our arc was for. But then we get all this time learning about the Nexus. Now I know that there was all these people just waiting in space for the last year who have had many, many, many encounters with that planet and have been around and gaining intel and know everything. They've encountered the aliens that attacked us. They've been on the planet. Like, what? I'm trying to imagine, like, now we know there are multiple rebel groups down there, because there's the rebels, and then there's the Krogans that were exiled separately. Could you imagine, like, if we, like, landed next to the Krogans, and we got to Andromeda for the first time, and we land, and there's just a bunch of Krogans down there, and we're like, did we get turned around? Are we on Tachanka? What's happening? And the Krogans are like, what? And the Krogans are like going to be ready to open fire on us because they think that we're the Nexus coming down to take them out because of the hostilities. And we're like, no, we don't even know what's going on. And they'd be like, you don't know what's going on? What, you didn't go to the Nexus? What are you, stupid? Is what the characters of this own universe would say to us for having not gone to the Nexus first. But instead of that, we encountered random aliens we've never heard of before, which opened fire on us pretty much immediately. And that's also something we would have known about in advance if we had gone to the Nexus, and then my dad would be alive. The dad that I don't seem to be very emotional about the death of. Like, my dad, that was the most important person of our organization, would still be alive if we had taken 2 seconds to visit, you know, the home base of this distant galaxy without charging to the surface of the planet to die. What? Okay. This whole game kind of reads like fan fiction so far. But soon I'll get to go down to the planet, hopefully, and then we'll get gameplay, and maybe I can blind myself with gameplay against all the story parts that are bothering me so far.
Hello, Ryder. Welcome back to Sam Node. I've adjusted my connection to your implant. The headache you experienced before shouldn't reoccur.
Yeah, what was that about? You said we need to discuss something confidential?
You should know certain facts before you leave on your expedition. It seemed best we speak alone.
I don't understand the need for secrecy.
Your father felt it was for the best.
What was he trying to hide?
My true capabilities. Alec overrode the implant's safety protocols. It allows me unrestricted access to the Pathfinder's physiology.
And that's me now.
And only you. I can act as a force multiplier, dramatically enhancing your motor and neural skills when required. Alec called them profiles. They provide unique tactical augmentation during combat. Your father preferred to keep this fact to himself.
I can understand. People might get the wrong idea. Super soldiers. A computer having control over a human.
Providing an enhancement to the human. It is a symbiotic relationship that benefits both.
What do you get out of it?
Though I'm artificial in design, I am fully sentient. Far beyond what even the Initiative understands.
I don't follow. You're an AI. So what's different?
I am a new form of AI, drawing directly from the human experience. Your implant is my window into the world.
That's pretty amazing.
But beyond what many people will accept, your father knew some would fear it.
Yeah, he's got a point. So what does this mean for the two of us?
I find myself in an unusual position. Though I had access to your father's experiences, there is a gap in my understanding.
How so?
He placed a block on portions of my memory array.
Why?
Perhaps so when you asked me what his plan was, I wouldn't know.
And Dad strikes again.
But not without recourse. The further you explore as a Pathfinder, the more blocks will be removed. Perhaps you should begin in your father's quarters. In the meantime, unless you have more questions, your new ship awaits.
Thanks.
Hello. So that's something new. The Pathfinder profiles allow Sam to reconfigure Ryder's implant for superior battlefield performance. Select a profile and press A to activate it. So these are the ones we're used to seeing then. Soldier, Engineer, Adept, Sentinel, Vanguard, Infiltrator, Explorer. That one's very specifically new, where all the other ones are the Mass Effect 1 classes. Okay. So I need to put 6 points into these different trees to gain access to Soldier and Engineer. I already have enough for Adept. So rank 1 bonus gives me a lot of bonuses, actually. 15% bonus to biotic force, area of effect, effect damage, biotic area of effect radius. 20% to biotic effect duration, 20% to biotic combo radius. Then I get biotic echoes. Biotic commands can set off additional explosions on enemies they touch. Then I can go for biotic jump and evades. Instead of a jump jet, use biotics to jump and evade. Oh, that's neat. I apparently don't have that until... I actually don't see why I don't have that. It's grayed out as if I don't have it already, but I'm not sure what it means exactly. Maybe it's just grayed out to say it's not a combat thing? Or maybe... Because it doesn't make sense for it to be a rank 2 thing, because it's listed under rank 1. Okay, so 24 points will give me bonus to Adept. Sentinel is 3 points into Biotics and Tech. Vanguard is 3 points to Combat Biotics. Infiltrator is 3 points into Combat and Tech, so that's straightforward. Explorer is 2 points into All Things. Okay. What's the point of this? This just makes you versatile? You can rapidly change between weapons, deploying technology, wielding biotic powers. Okay. Knowing myself pretty well... not always a big fan of gunplay in general, so I wouldn't be surprised if I worm my way into being a Sentinel again, to mix the two non-gun methods together, especially since this one comes with a... The engineering tree clearly had a turret I could deploy, which has to be useful. Tech armor absorbs a significant amount of whatever damage gets past shields. Neat. That's also not a bad idea. Bonus to tech recharge, power shield, cost reduction... Power restoration and defense. All combo damage is increased. So stuff's all over the place here. Engineer gives you a combat drone. Small drone improves recharge rate for tech powers and self-destructs with EMP pulse if enemies get close. What's a soldier thing? Marksman's focus gains an escalating damage bonus for every target killed in a short time. They just change what marksman does in every game, don't they? It used to be an accuracy bonus. Vanguard, Siphoning Strike, melee attacks restore shields. That's neat. And then also the biotic jumps and evades thing. Makes sense. Infiltrator. Battlefield awareness, observe enemies through walls when using a scope. And when evading, a brief cloaking device is activated. So there's a few things here. Explore, biotic blink. Evades allow you to quickly traverse a short distance. Even seemingly pass through solid matter. So it's like a teleport? Why is that an explorer and not, like, adept? I guess they're not sure how to, I mean, I guess it is. It is still technically part biotic. Alright, let's check, adept. It's my only option right now anyway. Okay. That's a new thing. Oh yeah, it's got its own dedicated menu here now. The profiles menu. Next objective is to go to our ship. What's this here? Ryder family secrets. Find a way to remove Sam's memory blocks. We have a plot contrivance to make sure that I don't get to know everything. So my dad is keeping secrets from me from beyond the grave. Apparently.
Welcome back, Ryder.
I take it you're based here in Sam Node?
Correct. This is where my core processing unit resides. However, using quantum entanglement communication, I remain in constant touch with you and the Pathfinder mission team, even over great distances.
What are your capabilities?
Each arc houses a SAM, Simulated Adaptive Matrix. Each is an artificial intelligence designed by Alec Ryder to support Pathfinders and their teams.
But AI is illegal in the Milky Way. How'd my dad get around that?
Exceptions were made. The initiative deemed his research vital to the mission. Our design was conducted in secret.
So there are other Sams out there?
Correct. However, your father continued to modify my own routines until the Hyperion's departure. I am the most advanced SAM in the initiative.
What more can you tell me about my implant?
The implant itself provides me with direct access to your senses. I can see, hear, and experience the same stimuli you do while in the field. This raw data enables me to provide real-time feedback and analysis of the situation.
Then Dad added the secret sauce.
He removed the restrictions on my access to Pathfinder physiology.
Uh-huh. Just promise you won't fry my brain or anything.
Trust is an important concept in any relationship. Alec taught me that. I will not fry your brain. It would end badly for both of us.
Me more than you. Do you know anything more about Sarah's condition?
I monitor Dr. Carlisle's reports. He is providing her with the very best care possible. I'm afraid there is nothing more to be done at this time.
What did you mean by a symbiotic relationship?
Symbiosis is a mutually beneficial relationship between two life forms. A flower provides nectar to a bee, who in turn provides pollen for the flower. The bee gains nourishment, and the flower can propagate. In similar fashion, my own evolution was shaped by your father's experiences, and will now expand with yours. In return, I provide you with capabilities and analysis beyond normal human faculties. We each benefit.
That's all for now.
Of course.
Weird how he's got like a staticky, feedbacky, soundy, tinny speaker voice. Isn't he inside my head? Does the implant have shitty speakers? It's a lot of work to get an implant inside your head and then give it shitty speakers, but also would it need speakers in the first place? How does he? How do I hear him usually? And does he have to have a completely monotone, emotionless voice? Because even Edie was more expressive than that. In fact, I feel like most AI were more expressive than that, except for maybe Legion. I'm crouching because I'm a scout man, even though I'm clearly in the middle of a regular-ass place.
Pathfinder, Captain Dunn said to seal your father's cabin from anyone but you. It's open now.
Daddy! Oh. Are these the guns I've collected so far, or his?
Your father's first sidearm, a memento of his early Alliance service.
I bet that saw plenty of action.
Alec's first kill occurred in combat during the First Contact War.
Back when Turians were the enemy. Crazy times.
We've got the Mass Effect 2 Jacob's Armory thing going on, where there's clearly like certain weapons repeating 3 or 4 times in a row, which strikes me as slightly odd. It makes me wonder if maybe these weapons are based on what I have access to so far. The Normandy SR2. He has a Normandy model. Huh. I mean, based on the Mass Effect 2 and 3 canon, and technically those things are just sold in stores, because that's apparently where Shepard gets their copy. It is a weird concept to think about, though. And of all the ships to have, he specifically has the Normandy, huh?
What's on here, Sam?
Your father's personal logs. Several of them are encrypted.
The day is finally here. We're pushing off from Earth. We'll jump through a few relays first, then we hunker down for the long trip across dark space. It's daunting thinking about all the hopes and dreams aboard the Hyperion. I certainly have my own. I wasn't the husband or father I should have been. Here's hoping 600 years can change a man. Sam, this is a reminder about Dr. Liara Tassoni. She's an Asari archaeologist I corresponded with a few years back. She's got experience studying ancient cultures. Make sure the team gets her research. Could be useful in Andromeda.
Pretty sure my sister's mentioned Dr. Tassoni. An expert on Protheans, I think.
I have loaded Dr. Tassoni's research onto datapads.
Why is Dr. Liara Tassoni the single most famous archaeologist in the universe? Certainly with the millions and billions of people that are around, like countless people are all archaeologists and stuff like that. She was so seemingly unimportant that she was dying alone on an abandoned planet with 0 people even paying attention to the fact that she was about to die in a bubble alone and unremembered. So it's weird that she's of such significance that the leader of this arc is specifically going after her information?
Hello, Alec. This is Dr. Tassoni. I'm flattered you contacted me. Most scientists dismiss my work, but I'm young and Asari, and they are getting older. So we will see who has the final word. In the meantime, I'm happy to pass along my research. I hope your team finds it useful.
Wait, how'd you do that to Liara? Is it the same voice actor? The voice sounds like the same voice actor, but by the time 2 and 3 happened, she wasn't so stilted and awkward. Is that really is that just what the voice directing is like in this game? Like, even the existing characters that are presumably played by the same actors now sound weird too?
Hello, Alec. I received your message. I must say, the thought of exploring another galaxy has my head spinning. I am honestly not sure how people could survive a trip like that. And anyway, I could not bear to leave the Milky Way behind. There is so much about the Protheans I still hope to learn here. So much potential wisdom to tap. I wish you much good luck and future success.
She's probably being coy and cute and dismissive because I think by now she's probably the Shadow Broker, right? But also, did the Asari just say she can't imagine how anyone could survive a 600-year trip? Because their lifespans are longer than that without being in cryo.
Dunn's agreed to a scouting mission on Habitat 7. I'm gearing up now. I'm worried about Sarah. Dr. Tapero says she'll be fine, but she's my daughter. How can I not worry? I hate to leave her like this. It's these moments when you wish you told your children you love them more often. Or ever. Which brings me to the tough part. Kids, if anything happens to me, there are things you're gonna find out. I hope you'll understand.
Maybe he went on a suicide mission because he doesn't want to face being a shitty father, so instead he was like, maybe if I go get myself killed, I don't have to deal with this, as opposed to, like, maybe I should immediately try to connect with the Nexus to get my newly incapacitated daughter some medical treatment from the people that have an established base here for the last year. Alright.
That log is not currently accessible. Unlocking my memory array may enable it.
I assume that's true for all of them?
That log is not currently accessible. Unlocking my memory array. That log is not currently accessible. Unlocking. That log is not currently accessible.
Okay, so all of them.
Unlocking.
That's all we get for now. That was, I wonder if there was, like, some sort of form of, like, oh, we gotta do every line in one take or something like that. Because I'm not crazy, right? We've heard a lot of Liara over the course of the trilogy that I just blitzed through over the course of the last few months, and she was never quite that stilted as she was in like that first message in particular. Oh,
Your
no,
father's
not you.
personal logs.
That one.
I am Dr. Liara Tassoni, and I've spent several decades researching ancient Protheans. It is common knowledge that the Protheans were an advanced race that flourished in the Milky Way about 50,000 years ago, then went extinct. Even at the time of this writing, the year 2182, their culture remains a mystery. During my studies, I have developed some practices that can be used when analyzing any ancient culture. I hope they may prove useful for the research community.
Even though at this time she had unearthed, like, in 82 in particular, like, how much had she truly found out about the Protheans at that point? Almost nothing. Like, she actually seemed like almost seemed like a relative failure at that point, and her biggest breakthroughs came from going around with Shepard in later years.
When studying a dead race, the most obvious problem is the lack of an observable population. This raises the question, when is a species truly extinct? The Prothean civilization spanned the galaxy, and it took centuries to confirm that all members of the species really had died out. While it's possible that living Protheans may be found in a hidden pocket of the galaxy one day, the chances are statistically trivial. Once an extinction is confirmed, the study's nature moves from sociology to exoarchaeology.
So I guess this, I'm not great with the timeline sometimes, but 82 sounds significantly earlier, so it would have been before we encountered the Collectors, which were technically still living Protheans. Kind of. No one would be happy to be in that state.
The coffee machine Mom got for Dad. He was so busy designing you, needed the caffeine.
I did not realize I owed my existence to a bean.
And now you know what humility feels like. Sam, what was that?
An eidetic trigger, related to your father, and the portions of my memory array he locked.
What triggered it?
Alec tied it to your progression as Pathfinder, not to a location. Puzzling as it may be, my programming is clear. Locating more of these triggers will unlock the memories. One of your father's memories is now accessible. Return to Sam Node on the Hyperion to investigate further.
I go find a glowy blob, and that gives me the ability to access new memories. Huh. Any other... Oh, there are more of them.
When studying an extinct race, it is important that our preconceptions and current knowledge not color the facts. We must look to the evidence itself. The Protheans constructed the Citadel and an incredible network of mass effect relays. This speaks to a culture of the highest order. Such a monumental achievement surely must come from an enlightened race that was in harmony with its people, free of conflict and strife. Without the ability to study a living example, however, this can never be determined with 100% accuracy.
Ha! The irony of knowing that she was juxtaposing her own ideals of what she hopes the Protheans would be like instead of actually knowing what they were like. So she was imagining that they must be such an ideal, harmonious race because that's just kind of what she wanted. When, of course, the Protheans were a warmongering race that conquered the entire known galaxy and all of its current spacefaring races.
Printed books?
Reproductions of Lewis and Clark's journals, detailing their expedition in the 19th century.
Explains Dad's interest. They were Pathfinders too.
Sure. Why print them, though? Exactly. Also, why use, like, 7 iPads for one person's audio logs? It's like, hey, so order me all of Dr. Sony's research, but also scatter it amongst many devices so I can lose them around my room, and we'll listen to each individual piece separately. That's, of course, a thing that was in the previous games, too. That didn't make sense then, either. But it's super weird how Mass Effect games like to take audio logs from one source and throw them all over the place. But then at the same time, we have this, where they're all in one thing together. So it shows how not necessary that is? I don't know. Mostly just makes them missable.
Your father's personal logs. That log is not currently accessible. Unlocking my memory array may enable it.
Okay.
That log is not currently accessible. Unlocking... That log is not currently accessible. That log is not currently accessible.
Didn't you just tell me I gained a log? Let's take a look. Search for memory triggers that unlock Sam's memory array. Speak with Sam in the Sam node about... Oh, right. I'm mixing up that type of memory with the logs on there. So we have 2 separate locations at which new memories will be unlocked over time. Interesting.
Ryder, the blocks your father placed on my array are opening. I can now recall specific memories, which Alec wanted you to see.
Wait, I can actually see his memories?
Yes, you will experience them via your implant.
Okay. Something new every day. Let's see it.
This memory is from the time when your father was posted on the Citadel.
Alec, your recommendations will never fly. Artificial intelligence?
It's our best option.
If the Council gets wind of this, it'll set humanity standing back decades. You're overreaching.
Ambassador Goyle, I'm the military attaché on the Citadel. My mandate is clear. Find an edge for Earth.
And AI is your answer?
We need to catch up. The Asari, the Solarians, they're centuries ahead of us.
But it's illegal.
Their rules, not ours. Why deny Earth an advantage?
Define this advantage.
It will set us free. We're prisoners of our own 5 senses. There's a reality greater than ours that we can't perceive, but an AI can.
How?
By augmenting our own abilities and adding a few new ones.
Well, none of that stopped those Geth from revolting.
Because they were separate from their creators. But AIs and humans interface directly, experiencing the world together, benefits both. There's no creator to revolt against.
I'm sorry, Alec. We can't take the risk. I appreciate your work, but your request will be denied.
Alec?
Ellen, what did the doctor say?
He told me to appreciate the time I have left. There's no cure, Alec. It's terminal.
Not on my watch.
Wow. Hearing Mom again. I never knew that's how Dad found out.
Alec was a stubborn man.
I would hope so. Mom's life was worth fighting for.
It would seem his obstinance extended to me as well.
Nobody wanted to listen. The idea of you scared people too much. After this, Dad moved us back to Earth to care for Mom. Wonder why he wanted me to see this.
Perhaps it was the beginning.
Of what?
Unknown. Private audio logs are now available in your father's quarters. I detect additional memories, but they are currently logged. They may yet hold answers.
Okay, I'll keep working on it. That's all for now.
Of course.
Huh. He wants to make a symbiotic AI that is part of humans, which, in a weird way, sounds like the synthesis ending from the end of Mass Effect 3, mixing AI synthetics with organics to make them harmonious. But I feel like it might be a problem that the AI outlives its host. Like, Sam outlived Ryder, so doesn't that mean that they don't have to coexist? What's stopping Sam from finding a body and revolting right now? Like, does he have to always find a new human host? Because it seems like that it would be... The fact that he doesn't get terminated along with my dad means that he can outlive them, which means that there's probably other avenues he could do besides constantly being tied forever to another human host over and over again.